Hi, you guys. Thank you for coming back for part two. So, I was talking about not needing the gift of prophecy. I was talking about how you can help change or affect others, and with understanding, with wisdom, and with knowledge. And I want to move on in part two and to just talk about that, but in other things. Sorry, I'm a little bit nervous, but I was just wanting to make a part two so bad, so I just went ahead and did it. Let me put on a good song for y'all. I love this song.
Most of my classmates, they were also working adults, so you feel like you're in a place.
Okay, I put this song on. I love this song. So I wanted to tell y'all have to be, we all have to be in alignment, and we have to be strategic when it comes to our minds, protecting our minds, keeping our minds in peace, keeping our minds sane, keeping our minds in solitude. Because what I'm going through right now, I don't want nobody else to ever have to go through anything like what I'm going through. I wake up every morning, go to sleep every night, and it's the same. I'm hearing voices, and I'm not talking about voices that come to you that like the voice of God. I'm talking about demonic entities. I'm talking about not spirits, but like imps. And I hear from them every day, and I don't want you to be in the place that I am. Don't open any door in the spirit that you can't close, or that is going to allow things in that you don't want to deal with, that you can't make go away, or make exit the same door that you opened, that it came through. So I wanted to tell y'all that because it's real, and people are being affected every day by voices. When you have mental health, when you have psychosis, when you have schizophrenia, when you have this, that, and the third, and bipolar, whatever it is that you may have that's a mental health thing, because your mind has to stimulate every day. Your mind has to grow every day, but sometimes because of trauma or because of this and that, it's affected differently, and you go to places that other people don't go quick to faster than other people would, or slower than other people would, and you're affected differently. Well, I'm saying all this to say that whether you have mental health or not, whether you deal with mental health or not, and I love mental health, and I'm saying mental health, but I'm talking about unhealth and health. And I'm saying that you have to pray over your mind. You have to stabilize your mind. You have to keep your mind on guard. You have to keep your mind on point. Sharp mind, built mind, shaped mind, molded mind, formed mind, kept mind, protected mind, bountiful, fruitful mind, productive mind. And it's like, how do I do that? You read, you write, you do math, you do science, you do social studies, you do ELA, you do whatever it takes to grow your mind so they can be smart, intelligent, genius, brilliant, so that you can be whatever it is that you're called to be. Because I'm telling you right now, it's hard when you have to go through dealing with voices, when you have to go through dealing with spirits, when you have to go through dealing with imps and demons and devils and witches and warlocks, whatever it is that I'm going through, whatever it is that you may be going through or could be going through, you need to take over the power of your mind and tell your mind you are strong. So I'm going to tell you how to do that right now. All you have to do is get somewhere quiet or somewhere where you won't disturb others and they won't tell you not to do this. And you have to look in the mirror, or you have to just look, or you have to just listen to yourself and tell yourself, mind is strong, my mind is stable, my mind is sane, my mind is sound, my mind is at peace, my mind is at solitude, my mind is just has a great amount, intense amount, or just a great amount of sanity. And then you pray over what you speak, and God will see that you're trying or doing, and God will see what you are trying to make prosper, and He will help you and gift you with exactly what you're speaking over yourself. And that's a way to be fruitful, and that's the way to be bountiful. It's not because I have to do this, and I lack sometimes because I forget, because my memory is so bad right now. But my memory, I have to stop saying that my memory is bad. I have to start saying my memory is good, so that my mind can start stabilizing itself into the characteristics of what I call it to be instead of what it is, so it can get to a place that strengthens. It's like a muscle. Your mind is a muscle, basically, and it's like when you break a bone, or when you break something, you have to do either surgery, or you have to do what's it called, you have to go to the doctor, and they make you do exercise. You have to exercise that bone into structure. You have to exercise that bone back into place. You have to exercise that bone to get back into the normal and regular way of moving around, and not so that it won't pop and that it won't move out of place. So their mind is the same way. Once it gets hurt, once it gets to a limitation, once it gets unstable, you have to structure it. You have to work with it. You have to affect it. You have to process it into a new stabilized, structured way of thinking, and way of believing, and way of feeling, and way of just being. Because it's like, that's the way it works. That's just the way God created it to be. And then when He sees that you're exercising out what it is that you have in your mind, then for your mind, then He'll help you, because you're His son or His daughter, and He knows you, and He knows that you need help, and He wants to help you because He loves you. So when you do for you, He'll do for you. When you do for Him, He'll do for you. And that's the way it goes. And it's not all about like cause and effect, but it is at the same time, because everything is about choices. So you're probably like, why is she saying all this again? Well, I think it's important to know that your mind matters. You matter. It doesn't matter that... It does. It matters what you went through. It matters what you're going through. And it matters that you had limitations, or you had faults, or you had choices that weren't the best, or you had the choices that were best but didn't come out right. Whatever it is that you might be going through, it matters, and it's changed you, affected you, kept you the same, guarded you, kept you. It doesn't, it is what it is. And at the end of the day, whatever it is, you have to get to a place of perfect peace. People say that perfect is not something that you can achieve. Perfect, nothing's perfect, no one's perfect, but there is a such thing as perfect peace, and that's what I want my mind in. And so I pray every day when I can that my mind is in perfect peace, that I do not have to struggle, that I do not have to have troubles, trials and tribulations that are unnecessary, things that I shouldn't have to go through, things that I should have to go through because of my choices, but don't want to, or don't need to, or shouldn't at the same time. So I pray it off of me because I have that choice. And so it's like, just keep pushing and striving for this perfect peace, and peace to be your perfection, to be yours, and then you'll have it. That's the important thing about life, is that you can create anything that it is that you want, as long as you speak out what it is. You know how in Genesis God said, let there be light, and there was light? Let there be this, let there be that, and there was this, and there was that. Well, He gave us the same power. We can say, let this water be ice. We can decide that in our minds, and then we can put it in the freezer, and when it comes out, it's going to be ice. You know what I'm saying? Like, that power is with us. Like, we have the same power of manifestation, but we have to do it correctly. Because, you know, I noticed that even my mom said the other day that everybody's doing this manifesting thing on their own outside of God. But when you do it with God, not only does it happen in time, but it happens to in the perfect time. And God's alignment, when you're in alignment with God, everything is in perfect peace, because he has the exact time, and he is always on time. He's an on-time God. So everything that he does, it happens in the time where you're gonna have peace. It happens in the time where you're gonna be stable. It happens in the time where no matter what happens, because of what happened, because of what you created, because of what you've chosen, because of what you've done, it will still cause stability and perfect peace to your mind. Perfect everything for you. So no matter what you go through, no matter who you are, no matter where you go, no matter where you are, no matter who you've been, no matter where you're going, as long as you know who God is, make that thing, and you will manifest that thing into being what God called it to be, as long as you follow his instructions, as long as you're doing his will, and as long as you're doing the right thing that you know is right, then yes. So I wanted to tell y'all that, because sometimes, and I'm saying all this to be able to help people, but sometimes I think to myself, and I'm like, or I try to think to myself, because I haven't been able to think for a long time, but sometimes I try to think to myself, you know, wouldn't life be easier if I just had this, or if I just had that, if I could go here, if I could do this, if I could go there, if I could do that, but I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't go here, I can't go there. So what do I have to do? I have to work to something to get somewhere. I have to work to a car to have transportation to get to the place that I want to go. I have to work to that. When I get in that place, I have to work to get to the thing that I wanted to get to when I got to that place, to have that thing that I wanted to have. And then it keeps going, and you have to work for this and that, and work for that and this, to get to that perfect peace, that perfect place, that perfection that you're searching for, that you're craving for, that you need. You just have to try, and then more than try, you have to do. And then you have to motivate yourself to keep going, to strive for the perfection that you want. Like, I'm like trying to speak this message to say, like, perfection is not something that you can't have, just because people say that nothing and no one is perfect, just because perfect is what it is, perfection. Once you finish it, if it's exactly the way you created it to be and it's yours, it is perfect for you. Like, I drew this, and it doesn't, and I got it wet, so sorry, just ignore that. It doesn't look the way the drawing looked on Google, but when I drew this, I looked at it and I said, this is perfect. To myself, like, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, this is perfect, because looking at this, it's something I drew, it's something I created, it's something I made. It says, above all else, guard your heart, forever things you do flows from it. So this is perfect because it's something that I made, and from it derives from something that looks completely different from what it is, or somewhat different from what it is, but it's still perfect for what I created it to be. You know, so don't allow someone to, or a saying, or a theme, or a look, or a feeling, or a certain thing craft your own creation into something that you don't call perfection, just because you feel like somebody said you can't have perfection. And that's the message really that I wanted to share on this part too, is that don't let anything structure anything that you have stable. Because once you stabilize something, it's in the perfect structure. I wanted to say that because that's a part of the message. And so I love y'all. I'm almost at 15 minutes, so I'm just going to share the last thing, and I'm going to say bye-bye. I'm going to be recording tomorrow too. But just know that whatever you do, it's gonna prosper. It might not be what you want. Like your top level of something may be to be famous and to have 1 million followers and so many likes on Instagram, but you might get 100 followers and 300 followers, 500 followers, and not so many likes on Instagram. But whatever level that you get to, be proud of yourself. Take it as a precious thing to have proudness in. Take pride in what you do and be happy. Find a way just to be happy. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.